And we are live. Forgot to add myself to the stage. Got the sun coming in, going supernova outside. So I have a lot on my plate. I just premiered a Physical Media Friday video, if you want to go back and check that out. But I decided to just go live for this video. I thought it would be just as easy, maybe get some interaction, although it was short notice. But this is a response to a tag video that was created by Erschen, a good friend of mine on YouTube. We have a lot in common as far as the types of films that we like. And he apparently tagged Jen's Reviews from the Grave, who tagged Shannon from Rustingwillpower. So check out all of those videos. Check out Shannon's video. And Shannon tagged me at the end of her video. And I've had my list for quite a while. So I just collected as many of the DVDs as I could find on short notice. But, you know, frustratingly enough, there's a few that I'm pretty sure I have that I couldn't find. So I definitely need to get organized. Hi, Annette. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Yeah, got some, for sure, we're going to have some Universal Monster representation on the channel. If you're seeing this in the future, check out Annette's channel, Bad Chop Suey. Check out the Bad Chop Suey channel. You know, I don't, sometimes in the future, when you rewatch these, the comments are enabled and sometimes they're not. It depends on your plan and your device, I guess. I don't really know. Anyway, let's get right to it. Top 10 performances in horror. And then I've got, I guess I'm going to do it backwards because that's the way I got it set up. No, I don't have to do it that way. Let's do the runner-ups first. There's almost an endless amount. The runner-ups first, okay? Here's some of my runner-ups. I'm probably going to have more than 10. Bela Lugosi and Dracula, okay? Iconic. Boris Karloff, I don't have this. This is a James Whale film. Annette, I know you're partial to those. Boris Karloff in The Old Dark House as Melvin or Marvin. Great makeup, great performance. That's the Boris Karloff performance that I'm picking for runner-up. I'm going to go with, I have this. It's in the I don't have it here. It's in the Dracula collection. In the Spanish Dracula, I'm going to go with Lupita Tovar. I don't remember her name in the movie, but she corresponds to Helen Chandler's character in Dracula. She's fantastic in that. And then I'm going to go Elsa Lanchester in The Spiral Staircase. I don't own that movie either. Lon Chaney Jr. in The Wolfman. We'll go with that. What's up, David Diggs? David Diggs also doing the top 3 Thursdays. Also had a lot of the same choices I did. Check this out. I made a little matrix here of everybody's choices. So David and Annette, you guys had the exact same choices. David Diggs and Bad Chop Suey, you guys had the same choices. Creature from the Black Lagoon, Frankenstein, and Wolfman. The Wolfman had the most with 6, and the Creature was in second place with 5, by the way. Although 4 of those are Creature from the Black Lagoon, and 1 was from Revenge. But to me, that counts. How about that? Yeah, I'm doing this is a tag video, David. Sean Ershen's top 10 horror performances, going over my honorable mentions. And then we got, and this is frustrating. Because I'm going to show his face again. Christopher Lee's Dracula, but not this Dracula, in the first one. Horror of Dracula. That's what I'm going with for Christopher Lee. That's right. Lots of love for the Creature and the Wolfman. Yeah, they really cleaned up in that challenge. And in the comments, too. The comments that people were leaving. Some people had some interesting ones, but a lot of people were picking the Gillman. I haven't tabulated all the comments yet, but I might because I'm like that. Peter Cushing in The Mummy. Peter Cushing's performance in The Mummy. Hammer's Mummy. Honorable mention performance. Kurt Russell in The Thing. Honorable mention. Donald Pleasance in Halloween. Don't have it, which I have multiple copies of Halloween too, but I don't have that. Drop my cards here. Claude Rains in The Invisible Man. Fantastic performance. And Vincent Price, Theater of Blood. One of my favorite performances. And Shannon mentioned Nick D'Amici, very underrated actor. Hope he's still working today. She mentioned him for the movie Late Phases. Solid movie. I had him in my top 10, but to be honest, I had to bump him out into honorable mentions. But his performance as Mr. in Stakeland, the first one, we'll go with the first one, is a great performance. And then as I was going through my collection, I mean, how could I not mention Joe Spinell in Maniac and Jeffrey Combs in Reanimator? I think that's all of my honorable mentions. Let's see what you guys think. Yep, love the Gilman design, says David. Yeah, just one of my all-time favorites. And I thought about trying to include actors who have worn suits and so forth. And I think I have some representation of that in my top 10. Because I like to, those performances. Some of those performances are legendary. I'll start with one since I just mentioned it. Go back to Christopher Lee in Hammer's Mummy, where most of the acting is with his eyes. I mean, it's incredible performance, really, I think. Christopher Lee in The Mummy, Tony Todd, Candyman. Kind of an obvious choice, but I got to go with it. It's just legendary performance. Robert Englund, The First Nightmare on Elm Street. George C. Scott, The Changeling. Love that movie. I'm going to go Jack Nicholson, The Shining. I don't have it with me. I mentioned him. And now Peter Cushing. Peter Cushing's already gotten an honorable mention for The Mummy. I love The Mummy, if you can't tell. But as far as top 10 performances, I'm going to go with his performance from Tales from the Crypt as the... I can never remember what this segment is called. The Grimsdyke, wearing the Grimsdyke makeup. Probably one of the saddest performances in horror. I might make a video about that. The saddest performances in horror. Just crushingly sad. But he's in top form in Tales from the Crypt. Peter Cushing. Mostly female actors. David, I really tried to... I've got a couple more. But I really tried to think of some solid female actors. I've got a couple. Possibly not enough. One coming up. But I love Lupita Tovar in Spanish Dracula, and also Elsa Lanchester in almost everything. I didn't go with Bride of Frankenstein. It's a small role. But speaking of usually small roles, I love this guy. I read his autobiography. I reviewed it on... Not his autobiography, a biography of him. I reviewed it on the channel. Speaking of Hammer films, I'm going to go from The Reptile. I keep doing that. From The Reptile, I'm going to go with Michael Ripper. Okay? Michael Ripper. Not the best Hammer movie Michael Ripper was in, but one of the most substantial roles in a Hammer movie for him. Sometimes he's in a movie for a quick minute, which was, kind of sad to see sometimes. But he's very instrumental. His character is very significant in the film The Reptile, and it's a really good performance. David went with Shelley Duvall in The Shining. Yeah, that's I could see that for sure. It's very solid performance. And next is Ingrid Pitt from Vampire Lovers, which I for some reason don't have. I had to have Ingrid Pitt in here. What's up, Jason? Horrific Nightmares Jam. Yep. I just did this was impromptu. I thought of this 45 minutes ago. I had a Physical Media Friday video, which I did. I debuted at 10 o'clock just so I can have some comments and see if I can get some more views. And then I just decided to do this tag video, which I've been trying to do for like 2 weeks after that. So I've already mentioned a bunch of Universal monsters. And let's see. Yeah, Jason had the creature. He had the creature from Revenge of the Creature for his top 3 Universal films, and the Wolfman. So we've all had the Wolfman. We all had the Wolfman, and we all had the Creature. How about that? And I just had Bride instead of Frankenstein. Other than that, we're like the same. Oh no, Jason had her Invisible Man. Yeah, Claude Rains from Invisible Man was one of my runner-ups for best horror performances. Well, that leads us to the end. Darn it. There's this next movie is legendary. I could have probably gone with Christopher Lee and Ingrid Pitt for supporting performances, or not supporting performances, but honorable mentions. If you guys know what I'm talking about, you know. But I'm going to go with Edward Woodward for The Wicker Man. I think it's an astonishing performance. I know Laurence Olivier thought he was one of the best living actors when they were both alive at the same time. Really an astonishing performance. But how awesome is it that we have some of the participants from the Top 3 Thursday in the chat. Awesome. I'm glad I found some more channels. I get more interaction on those videos. I mean, I'm going back and forth all day in the comments on everybody else's comments. It's just such a great challenge. I'm really looking forward to next week. I got 2 out of the 3 chosen, and I got to think of the other one and probably make my video today while it's quiet. But there you have it. There are some honorable mentions, a bunch of honorable mentions, and my top 10 horror performances. That was a tag. I was tagged by Shannon, who was tagged by Jen's Reviews from the Grave, who was tagged by Sean Erschen. So I guess David is also doing this. And Jason, if you're not, I tag you. And Annette, I think you indicated on Shannon's channel that you were going to come up with something eventually. But if not, you're also tagged. And if anyone is reading this or hearing this in the future, you are also tagged. Real quick before I go, if anybody else wants to mention in the comments a great horror performance that I mentioned or didn't mention, and then I'll get out of here. Oh, you posted I'm sorry, David. I'm sorry. You did. David, I'm sorry. Yep. And I bet I even left a comment on it. Let me see. Mm-hmm. Top 10 horror performances. No, I didn't leave a comment, but I will. I did. Okay. Okay, cool. Looks like you got Sarah Paulson in there somewhere. Yep. Okay. I'll have to watch that. And that says Shannon did tag me. Yep. I was actually going to do a similar tag. Not a similar. I was going to do a tag video, and one of the questions wasn't going to involve acting. I'm probably going to just do that down the road a bit. But also, for those of you that don't know, I'm closing in on 900 subs. So I definitely am trying to get there. And if I do, I will probably have some kind of a live stream. And I will probably enjoy a bottled intoxicant, which I have given up for quite a while now. Certainly, at least the last month. As in April, I decided to go to the gym every day, which I actually was able to do. And so I will probably enjoy that live on the air. And yes, Jason, I appreciate it. Although, I said, hey, I'm at 896, and then today I wake up and I'm at 895. So it might be another couple of weeks because I want to get up to like 901 or 902. Oh, okay. Jane Levy. David was his spoiler. My number 1 was Jane Levy from Evil Dead 2013. She was amazing in that. And I really don't know too much about her or what else she was in, but she was amazing. There's so many. I mean, just going through my shelves, I was like, I could pick this out and that out. There's just so many. But I appreciate everyone coming out, and I will see everybody in the comments. Thanks a lot once again, and I will talk to everyone later. Thank you. See you later.